diplomatic fallout between the US and India has reached a critical point, leaving President Trump with a double humiliation. Narendra Modi, the Indian Prime Minister, has not only stood his ground against Trump's aggressive tariff policies, but has also snubbed the US president's attempts at reconciliation. Modi's refusal to engage with Trump comes after the latter imposed a double dose of tariffs on Indian exports, a move that has severely strained the once strong US-India relationship. Despite Trump's 4 attempts to reach out to Modi, the Indian leader has remained silent, choosing instead to strengthen ties with Russia and China. But here's where it gets controversial. Modi has been actively engaging with his friend Vladimir Putin and even sent his foreign minister to Moscow. This weekend, he will travel to China for the first time in 7 years to attend a security summit hosted by Xi Jinping. The summit, which brings together some of Washington's adversaries, including authoritarian leaders like Kim Jong-un and Alexander Lukashenko, is a significant coup for Xi and a clear sign of India's shifting alliances. The rift between the US and India is a result of Trump's blunt use of hard power, which analysts warn could backfire and drive India closer to Moscow and Beijing. This development is particularly opportune for Xi, who can now present Beijing as a more stable and reliable partner compared to the unpredictable Trump administration. The personal bond between Trump and Modi, once characterized by love and bromance, has crumbled. Shared populist instincts and business ties once brought them together, but these connections have now been severed. The strategic alignment that followed, with India joining the Quad to counter China's influence, has also been disrupted. The trouble began during Trump's second term when he initiated a global trade war. Expecting India to open its agricultural sector, Trump was met with resistance from Modi, who feared a political backlash. Washington's retaliation with a 25% tariff was just the beginning. The real rupture came when Washington doubled the penalty, accusing India of oil laundering and targeting Reliance, the conglomerate owned by India's richest man, Mukesh Ambani. India's government argues that its purchase of Russian oil was done with Washington's blessing, and that much of the refined product was sold to the EU. They also point out the disparity in tariffs, with India facing 5 times higher tariffs than Russia itself. Many in Delhi believe the true reason for the penalties lies in politics. Trump's claim that he ended a military clash between India and Pakistan has been a point of contention, with India refusing to acknowledge his role. Since then, Washington's relations with Pakistan have warmed, with mining and cryptocurrency deals being floated and promises to develop Pakistan's oil reserves. The sudden and deep chill in US-Indian ties has left Modi bruised and humiliated, prompting him to look elsewhere. For China, this crisis is an opportunity to present itself as a more responsible partner. Xi can now showcase Beijing's stability and reliability, especially after Trump's public fallouts with regional powerhouses like India, Brazil, and South Africa. However, a fundamental realignment is unlikely. China and India remain rivals for Asian dominance, and their interests will inevitably collide. Only the US can balance this rivalry. Despite the current tensions, many believe that the US-India relationship will find its balance over time due to their shared concerns about China. Indian politicians, who have long been wary of dependence on Washington, now feel vindicated. Modi will likely re-emphasize India's policy of multi-alignment, positioning India as a friend to all and an enemy to none. He may cool his enthusiasm for the Quad publicly, increase arms purchases from Russia, and deepen trade links with Moscow. An invitation to Putin to visit India before the end of the year has already been extended. While the US remains India's largest export market and most important source of foreign investment, Modi may try to repair the relationship by reducing Russian oil purchases and increasing American gas imports. The marriage between the US and India will continue, but it will be a loveless union, driven by necessity rather than affection. So, what does the future hold for US-India relations? A full divorce is unlikely, but any reconciliation will be strained. Modi wants to send a message that India's days of being pushed around by foreign powers are over. The bromance between Trump and Modi may be over, but the marriage will persist, albeit without the love and warmth it once had.